no idea. I have no idea. Somebody's hijacked the AV.
Well, that's the strangest introduction music I've ever heard. It's quite eerie, wasn't it? Hello, everyone. Right, I want to start off by saying, first of all, well, to those of you who've seen the footage from last night or who were there at the Queen's Hotel in Bolton, I won't be singing my speech tonight, so you can relax. I also want to congratulate Paul Oakton on being the bravest chairman that this party has ever had, because this is the first time in 6 years I've been invited onto this main platform. So, Paul, don't you worry. Ladies and gentlemen, I took on the defence brief with great honour in my heart. As many of you will know, I don't have a background in the military. I was a steel salesman. But what I do have is an absolute abiding respect for those people who put their lives on their line to save our way of life, to protect us and to look after us. And each and every one of us in this room, I know, feel the same way. Our armed forces are our heroes. And whilst I can never, ever claim to stand up to the same scrutiny of bravery and decency that they do, I can respect it. And I, along with all of you, I know, will fight to make sure they get a better deal. It's about time. No more will we have a situation where our armed forces are persecuted for doing their job. It's an absolute disgrace that our forces go across the world fighting for freedom, fighting to protect our interests, doing a job that they are brilliantly trained for, and in the course of it, some ambulance-chasing lawyer decides that they're going to try and make money from it, from these people who put their neck on the line for our country. I say shame on them. We stand strongly behind the men and women of our armed forces, and that includes Al Blackman. We are going to make sure that we stand strong behind anybody who is persecuted for doing their job. This country has voted to become independent. We are now stepping out into the wider world as an independent, free, sovereign nation. And as Jim Carver so eloquently pointed out just now, we have to look again at our place in the world. Now, NATO has kept us safe for decades, and NATO must be the first place we look for our continued military safety. But it's essential that our NATO colleagues understand this is not a one-way street. Yes, the United States and the United Kingdom are going to contribute massively towards the defence of the Western world. But you guys need to start paying your way. We can't do it all on our own. The 2% commitment is there for all NATO members. It's time they honoured it and didn't expect to ride on our backs. And I say this, the true alliance that keeps us safe is with the United States, and President Trump is right to push and demand more military spending. And certainly, for UKIP, I, as a defence spokesman, will be arguing the case for increases in our defence spending, because right now, we barely achieve the minimum targets that the government has set, and frankly, it's a pathetic sum that goes into our armed forces and our defence. Absolutely shameful. How can we possibly stand alone, proud as an independent sovereign nation, when our Navy cannot put to sea a proper task force? We have aircraft carriers that don't have aircraft. The aircraft are over budget, and some would argue not suitable. The aircraft carriers themselves need support ships, which we don't have. The army has fallen to historically low levels and doesn't have retention of people, unsurprisingly, after the way they get treated. And each and every one of the facets of our military is underfunded and undervalued and underloved by successive governments. With UKIP, we changed that. Now, I'll be pushing with my colleagues and pushing hard for us to work hard on this defence budget to try and get the increases that we need. But then we have to focus our minds and say, defence. What are we defending? What is it that we're doing this for? We're doing this because we started a project. We started a project last year where this country becomes free, becomes independent, becomes a beacon of democracy, becomes the envy of the world. The values that this party stands for going forward from here will create a country that people the world over will look to and wish they were here, and our enemies will hate. And we must be able to defend those values. And what are they? They're the freedom that we bring forward. Nigel Farage earlier on today, talking about our values as a party, our libertarian heart, the meaning of what this party is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, strong defence, peace through strength, but making sure that back home in the United Kingdom we have a domestic agenda and policies that make the world envy us. And I want to touch a little bit on the European Army. What a good idea, eh? Now, it's come from Guy Verhofstadt, who's an arch-federalist, and he's put forward a lot of ideas, and just lately he's put forward one. Combined European Army, very important, he says. Well, Guy, you must be high. There is no way on earth that our armed forces should be serving in a European army. We are not part of your European country, your European superstate. Our armed forces serve Queen and country, and we're very proud of that, and you are not going to get your hands on them. Ladies and gentlemen, I made a little joke at the start about how long it's been since I've been on this stage. I am incredibly proud to be standing here in front of all of you. I'm incredibly proud to be part of Paul Nuttall's team. I'm incredibly proud to have been part of Nigel Farage's revolution. And with all of you, we've achieved some wonderful things. And it really does make me feel very emotional, actually, that we're all here still looking forward. We've kicked down that door. We've won the referendum. Where we go from here, it's very much down to us. We can change our country. We have achieved a point where the minds in this room, the speakers in this party, can change our country, can change the world. We can do this. We have the policies, we have the principles, and we have the strength as people to do this. We will carry it through. We will go all the way. We will defend our country. We will make our country strong. We will make our country powerful. We will make our country free. And we will make our country a far better place. And all of it on the principles of the revolution and democratic movement started by Nigel Farage. And thank God for that. And thank God for all of you. And thank you very much for today.